This is Cousin Jack. This land is barren and broken, scarred like the face of the moon. Our tongue no longer spoken, the towns all around face ruin. Will there be work in New Brunswick, or will I find gold in the Cape? If I tunnel way down to Australia, how will I ever escape? Come on. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm headed for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the bay. Where the copper of heavens to stay low. John Wesley gave us a voice. Could Joseph once come to St. Michael's Mount? 2,000 years past in a dream, and you're working away in the darkness, deep in the heart of where there's a mine, come on. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm headed for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the bay. Where the copper, the clay, where the arsenic and tin run in your blood, they get under your skin. I'm leaving the county behind, and I'm not coming back. So follow me down, Cousin Jack. Follow me to Canada, America, South Africa, Australia. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, I'm leaving the county. Must I leave my town? Camel, Red Roof, Blossom, Wadebridge, past Port Isaac. Remember us, remember our names, remember the white cross on the black flag. Yeah. And the waves crash to the shoreline. I dream, I dream. I dream of a bridge across the Tamar. It opens us up to the east. In my my dreams. I see the English living in our houses. I see the Spanish fishing in our sand. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm headed for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the vein, where the copper and the clay, where the arsenic and tin run in your blood, they get under your skin. I'm leaving the county behind, and I'm not coming back. So follow me down, cousin Jack. Come on, follow me down, cousin Jack. Yeah, follow me down.
Good morning, Minecraft. How you doing? Wandering Beekeeper here. Welcome, welcome. I don't know. Better to be here than a lot of other places at the moment, I suppose. Although it's getting bad really fast. Yeah, I normally save my check-in for Sunday night, but spoke with my employer and was told that as long as I'm on a U.S. payroll, I have to work within the U.S. geographic boundaries, and looking to see whether it's possible that I could be moved over to the Mexican payroll office. We'll see what happens. I got a question in is it possible? Not let's do this. You know, I'm not asking for this to be done. I want to make it really clear that I'm just making inquiries into the possibilities. I want to be real careful how I handle my employer. But Olympia, Washington is our fallback, and we are looking much more seriously at it now. If nothing else, we want to get as much physical distance between ourselves and Washington, D.C. as possible. In a bit of a mood this morning for various reasons. Oh, yay, we're going in world finally, and we'll give it just a moment before I switch it over because it's not quite ready. Oh, one viewer so far, and it was a spammer. Had to be banned when they first popped into the chat. Oh, I got followers, I got streaming hours. I just can't get my viewer count up enough that Twitch will consider me a real person, and they keep negging me about it. And it really is negging. It's really annoying. I'm trying to stream Minecraft because I like streaming Minecraft, and I like doing trains in Minecraft, and I like riding trains and showing them off. You know? I like doing this kind of crap. And I would like to share it with other people, but I get people watching the VODs every now and then. There are VODs on YouTube, and the VOD URL will be at the end of the stream as always. But Twitch keeps negging me and saying, you're not quite a real person, you know. You really want to make affiliate. Everybody wants to make affiliate. I mean, you want to climb, don't you? Everybody wants to advance. No, that's part of the problem with the culture we live in. Not everybody wants to compete. The competition can be very unhealthy. Cooperation can be a lot better in a lot of cases. I mean, Lordy, that's the whole premise behind Roots of Pacha that I'm streaming tomorrow night. Is that the clan, the Pachans, have achieved amazing things by sharing their ideas and sharing their resources and working together toward common goals. They've got a much better standard of living because they worked together to achieve it. This is the Harvest Fun Times mod pack. We're running 1.20.1 in single player, and I have added a couple of things, but they are mostly decorative mods. This mod pack leaned into trains enough that it caught my attention, but then it didn't have the mod that has the pilots and the headlamps and so forth. You know, some really necessary pieces for a good-looking locomotive. Storage drawers. I've been using storage drawers a lot lately with the Pixelmon server and a bunch of others. It's been popular. And okay, it is relatively easy, and it does give you a graphic interface, but it can get a bit overwhelming fairly quickly. As you can see here, this is a lot of visual noise, a lot of visual stuff to sort through, and it takes up a lot of space. But, you know, mainly the visual. Wow, that's loud. That's a lot of stuff. But that's what's available in this mod pack, and I've tried to stick to the mod pack more, pretty much. I did put in immersive aircraft because I got tired of teleporting. I wanted to actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go on and take out the cargo airship, and we'll put it up. These are some fruit trees here. I don't have the full grove yet. This is from the Fruits Delight mod, which is an adjunct to Farmer's Delight. And I've got some of the trees, and I have a couple of cranberry bushes going over here at this point. Don't have all of it yet, though. I'm working on it. Let's go up to the launch pad, because it'll also give us a better look at the buildings that I'm occupying. This is a post-apocalyptic world. There is no question about it. These buildings are all over the landscape, and every one of them is exploded, is damaged. Some are much more so than others. Ooh. We'll take the airship out after we go look at the train. I'm looking at the load this is putting on my system. For some reason, this mod pack jumped when I added a couple of decoratives. I don't know. That building is the one I'm living in. It's not quite finished. I haven't put glass in in the big windows yet. You can see where I started out with regular glass and then got up to framed glass, and how I didn't go back and replace the older stuff when I got a better technology, and I think I'm going to leave it that way, just so it shows the progress. And of course, you know, plenty of farming going on, got to support myself. Over here, we have some stuff going, which is giving some of the lag here. Ouch. Something's goofed up there. What's messed up here? Not sure what's yeah, something's a little messed up there. Anyway, some machinery in the cleaned out exploded factory, making sturdy sheet rail and wide rail, because yes, I'm going to lay broad gauge. Thank you. I am a Brunel fan. Isambard Kingdom Brunel rocked. The guy had qualities worth emulating. Yes, he was short-tempered and brusque and often even rude, but he knew what he was fucking doing. And this was a chief engineer on a project who, while giving a tour to a bunch of VIPs, went over to a workman and said, "No, that's not how it's done." And he took off his jacket and hat, handed them to his assistant, took the man's tools and said, "Look," and proceeded to get his hands dirty and demonstrate exactly how he wanted the work done. The man was willing to roll up his sleeves and get shit done on his own if he had to. And there's a lot of respect for that. You know? Broad gauge is also just better. It gives you a smoother ride. It gives you more cargo capacity. It would have been a much better decision for Britain to go with broad gauge instead of the so-called standard gauge, which, yes, is the width of two horses' asses. Let's go look at the Pink Express, because the Pink Express is what's bringing hope to this shattered land. Something happened. What exactly happened isn't clear. But every one of these factories exploded. All at the same time, apparently. Something, like a change in physical laws or something. I don't know. The decimal point moved over in a constant. Something happened, and all the factories exploded. And the civilization is down to a few scattered villages doing subsistence farming. So the storyline here seems to be about restoring, which is why I moved into one of the factories and am restoring the building itself. The other building I have scavenged for materials extensively. I did not, all I needed there was the water wheels in the back that needed only a little bit of repair to the gear train, and I was then able to power up my rail making machinery from an existing water wheel set. Not the best power source in Create. The steam boiler really is the top end, and I've got one of those you saw in the other building running the crushing wheels and also driving the, I should charge up my jetpack. Tell you what, I'm going to put the jetpack on to charge, and then I'm going to drive the train. Because it has been way too damn long. Since I had a train on stream, and this is supposed to be Trains in Tech, and by gosh, by golly, there ought to be trains involved somewhere. Let's get the backup jetpack out and pop that on while that one's charging. I look like a boiler. I look like I'm wearing a boiler. An interesting texturing. The title of the stream is Trains in Tech, and by golly, here's a train, and we're going to go drive it. Now, for some reason, my F5 key is not changing the camera, and I'm really quite irked about that, and I'm not sure what's the problem. My F5 key will change the camera in a couple of other mod packs, just not this one or the Greg Tech one. And that's frustrating me a bit because I really want to change the camera view once I'm aboard the train. Whoops. Not what I meant to do. Let's try that again. Yeah, I can take control, but then I can't change the camera view. I can only look out the windows. But what the heck? Let's go. And the Pink Express rolls out with a boxcar full of crates of veg. Here's our first destroyed factory, and we can get a look into the place as we go by. That, yeah, it's pretty trashed in there. There's a lot of meltdown. There was some sort of meltdown. Something exploded and melted down at the same time. There's a lot of slag there was obviously a lot of copper machinery, and now there's a big pile of block copper and copper block and, yeah, bits and pieces. I am outrunning there we go. Outrunning the rendering engine there. Let me slow down a second as we go through this tunnel. Okay, and out of that tunnel through this little area here, and chug on a bit. Let's pop up the map and show where I am, because we just passed another of those buildings, and we've got one coming up on the right that's really seriously destroyed. Whoops. Going to the map caused me to lose, there we go. Here's one coming up that seriously went kaboom. There is not much left of it. Something dire happened here, and those boards up there, those display boards, all say things like fatal error. We can go look at the ones back at my base in a minute. I want to drive on through. We have jungle we're passing through. There is track here. It's just I can't change the camera perspective. There we go. We get a little bit of a look at it as we go around. There are some things still going on. We're coming up on a bit of surviving civilization here. I'm going to let off on the throttle and let the rendering engine catch up for a second here. There's another of the destroyed factories over there. No idea what happened. It's like a physical law changed and all the machinery just went boom all of a sudden. It was a whatever catastrophe happened, it was everywhere all at once. Yeah, we got a bit of a tower here and a barn that I wanted to route around and not knock down. Although there's a place up here, I just said the hell with it and went under them. Yeah, right here. This actually is the top end of one of those dungeon tower entrances things. I forget what mod does them, where you've got like the 4-level dungeon really deep and the spiral staircase down from the tower for the entrance. I moved into one of those in a previous world. Actually worked out pretty well. I was doing occultism. There's my home coming up when some of the trees I've collected, and I should be getting a prompt. Here we go. And we'll auto dock. There is only one station right now. Everything's flag stops otherwise. But yeah, there's a boxcar full of crates of veg coming around and willing to distribute. Let's see. Is my hover mode on? It is now. There we go. Let's just flit up here a second, and yeah, you can see here, water critical error pressure extreme. You know, you get messages like that, and, well, you can't see the ones there. I'll have to fly over, and I think, here we go. Yeah, instability extreme, and it's misspelled. RPM high, fatal error. Launch, which is an interesting choice of words, because there is no like space mod in this pack. Processing, what were they processing? Whatever it was that they were processing, it got to 78%, and then extreme stop. That sounds like unscheduled rapid disassembly. Also known as it exploded. Pressure critical level is the last message, which, and then, yeah, kaboom. And I've done a lot of work on this building. Doing various things here. I've put in an enchanting area. I've got a bed. There's ladders for when I don't have a jetpack. Jetpack is a very recent addition. And then, yeah, some create machinery going on for putting together all this stuff, but something happened here. Something really dire happened here. And there's these exploded factories all over the place. And not much in the way of habitation. There's a vinery here. Up here, there's a cook, and I forget. There's some small facility. I mean, there's not. When the factories blew, they seem to have taken most of the civilization with them. This is a botanist's house, or biologist's house. I forget which. Somebody who's studying the biome, and you can go trade with them and get some useful shit. Down here, there's still this facility here. I forget. I think there's a pyromancer in the tower. I'd have to go back and look. And a couple of people, but mostly there's just these exploded factories everywhere. And I think this would be a really interesting mod pack on a server with multiple players where, yeah, you're trying to reestablish civilization after something really massive destroyed the previous civilization. Something happened, and you're the recovery effort. I think it would be an interesting story. I think it would be intriguing to put up as a server. There is no major advanced technology in this mod pack. There's, it's create, and I've got immersive aircraft in here that I threw in because I got tired of walking or teleporting and wanted to be able to drive the truck. Speaking of which, I was going to do that, and I decided because the game is pushing my heat just a little bit, let's go on and start this up. I really love the cargo airship. It is such a truck. Although it sounds more like a John Deere starting up. And I used it as a truck when I was building the railway. Ooh. This is really straining hard. I have a bad feeling I'm going to memory out here. Well, if I do, I'll just go on over to Greg Tech early. Let's let it sit a minute. See if this thing stabilizes at all. I'm pushing my rendering engine awfully hard with these vehicles. but it makes such a neat thing to survey with. And it's got all the capacity, and I used it to transport a lot of mining spoil from that tunnel. I parked the cargo airship at the tunnel entrance and dumped the cobble into the cargo airship's storage area in order to haul it home. Yeah, blowed up factory, lots of them. Here's our approach to the tunnel. Really quite picturesque. We're bringing a bridge up through this the ravine with the river at the bottom, and I've left as much untouched as possible. Only taking out what absolutely had to be removed to make way for the train itself. And yes, I have flown the airship into and through the tunnel. I'm not going to try and do it right now. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to land on the tracks like I did when I was building the thing. And yeah, I just parked the cargo airship there and went and dug the tunnel and hauled stuff out and used the cargo airship as a truck to haul it home. Worked out really well. I would like to think that this would be something of a sign of hope that, somebody's got stuff going again to the point where we can start bringing food around and sharing stuff from village to village. Get some sort of something going again. Maybe a little less ambitious than whatever caused the explosions. All right, at this point, I'm going to quit moping around and I'm going to flip over to the opening screen for a second here because it's advertising Neo Greg and we haven't seen Neo Greg yet, and it's gonna be a minute or two while I quit out of Harvest Fun Times and pop over into the Neo Greg world. It's been a thing. I commented the other day to a friend that Greg Tech is Minecraft for people who build the Lego Imperial Star Destroyer. It is it is Minecraft for people who build those 3-foot tall Gundams with all the moving parts. I have a friend who does, in fact, build some very complex mecha and suits and mobile suits and whatever. Has a little airbrush studio in her bedroom for doing the tiny parts. Okay. There is Minecraft working here. It's just gonna be a minute. We're waiting for the Greg Tech pack, the Neo Greg mod pack to load. Pretty massive. The mod pack is running under 1.20.1 with Forge 47.2.0. I've allocated, it's 154 mods. I've allocated 8 gig of RAM to it because that's what I've got available. There we go. Grateful that I am running MX Linux and thus have not quite as much system overhead as I would if I was running microsuck. Give it a minute. I'm waiting for the world to load. Gonna take a second. Get the world loaded and brought up and stable, and then switch the game screen over. Also watching my heat. I just cleaned my cooling pad, so it's running as well as it's able to. Ooh, my heat is up a little bit this morning. Okay, there's that. Let us go switch to the game screen, and the first thing you should notice is the lack of clutter. There used to be a crafting station in front of me with 3 double-wide chests around it because I hadn't squoze in a 4th one. I don't think you could put one under it. Haven't tried that. Maybe next time I'll try something like that, put a barrel under it or something. But it's all that clutter, all that mess, all that confusion has all been resolved down to this. Because by gosh, by golly, I have hit medium voltage. And yes, you can see where I have pushed to get out to AE2 and laser engraving and be able to do this stuff. I don't have auto crafting. I don't need it right now. Not sure I'm going to want it because there's no ME controller. There's no recipe for it. The mod pack clearly intends for the player to use the GregTech storage and distribution system and not go just throwing ME cable around and doing input and output buffers. I mean, that is the easy way to do it. Easier is not always funner. It is, however, better sometimes. I have gotten rid of all that massive amount of clutter, and it's all right here. Everything's right here. We're seeing a little tiny thing here because I'm on the big screen and the resolution is a little different. Resolution's a little lower on the big screen. But, there we are. Okay, all that stuff is now in the grid, which means I now can make ahead a bit more. That was being a problem. I had overflow chests where the crafting terminal is right now, and I had another overflow chest here and a couple of barrels up here. This is now holding just the non-stacking items and a couple of problematic items that I'm having that are being cantankerous. The wireless terminal doesn't want to register, and the electric jetpack, I can't find the. There's supposed to be. Yeah, it's supposed to let me fly up. I can't find the control. It doesn't appear to be in the keybinds. If you're watching and you know how the GregTech jetpack works, post it in the chat or drop a comment on YouTube or hit me up on the Fetty or something, because I would really like to know. I have said it before, I'll say it again. This mod pack is a set of puzzles. It gives me a lot of goals. It does not necessarily give me explicit steps. For example, it showed me how to make the presses, and then tells me this opens up ME drives, interfaces, and crafting CPUs. Almost the rest of AE2 at your fingertips. There's no item on the quest path for building any of that. Only for auto crafting. So I've taken a side run here, spent a lot of time and a lot of effort, and let's just go tour, because Lord of Mercy, the Mushroom Mineshaft has undergone some evolution. This end is still the same with all the create crap. But we go down here and yeah, this is the LV line over here now, where the steam oven used to be. There's now a large bronze boiler here driving 4 turbines, putting out 4 amps of LV into a superconductor line that can handle 8 amps. Because I've learned how to read wiring specs in this mod and understand that I need buffer. So I'm using an 8 amp cable here when I can only generate 4 amps of power just to have for safety. And all this LV equipment lined up, none of it doing anything right now because most of the action is over here on the MV line, where I have 4 medium voltage advanced turbines feeding into some big cable, 8x cupronickel. I don't have a medium voltage superconductor yet. Oops. That's down the line a little bit. I forget where. Down here somewhere, I think. Around it's over in this side somewhere. I haven't got there yet. Reading ahead isn't always a good idea. I need to go back and pick some stuff up. The digital miner is something I think I may be able to make now. The sensor requires a flawless emerald. I can make that now. I have the laser engraver. I can make the oh my god, I can make the digital miner. Okay, that's what we're doing later in this stream. As I'm excuse me, I'm going to be making the digital miner. Alright, I can finally get to it. Oh lordy. Storage drawers, our old friend storage drawers, which we've been seeing a lot of. It's still viable here, and this is still workable, although I'm thinking about replacing it with an ME system like I did over in the workshop area. Electrolyzer, thermal centrifuge, we've seen it before. Let me just go through the line real quick from the top, bottom end up and do the maintenance. What I really need is a production line where I've got all the transport line connected so that I'm not hand carrying from chest to chest. This is really not efficient, but it's more efficient than what I had previously, so I'll take it. I'm getting there. Part of it is I'm working through the mod. I've never done this mod before, so I'm going to ignore the macerator for a second. Yeah, it's just magnetite dust. We'll go and clean it out. This is a brewery, and it is making biomass out of sugar cane. Eventually, that biomass drum will come over here to the distillery and be turned into ethanol, which will lead us toward ethylene, which leads us toward organic plastics instead of using oil and going the inorganic route. Okay, thermal centrifuge is banging along, making more magnetite to go feed to the macerator that we just took magnetite out of. Yeah, this used to be the LV line in this chamber. I have since enlarged the chamber considerably. Meet my new friend, the MV Diamond drill. The previous drill was doing 3x3x1. This one does 3x3x3. Now I can set it down if I want, but it's doing a three block cube right now with each whack, and carrying a phenomenal amount of EU aboard. Plus now I've got MV lithium batteries to carry to recharge from. Here is the forming press. The forming press was used with all the AE stuff. The forming press, among other makes the printed circuits. The printed circuits then go into an advanced assembler with a bunch of other parts and are made into the processor chips, which are now in the ME system up at the workshop area. Silicon wafers are used, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I haven't done the one with the ruby yet. Let's just do the one with the ruby. Where's my advanced laser engraver? Double. And let's just drop a silicon wafer in. Oh, this has gotten all sorts of wild and strange. I am making silicon boules over in the big freestanding electric blast furnace, and cutting them into silicon wafers in the advanced cutter on the other side, which has 2 other machines attached in order to provide it the lubricant it needs in order to operate. And then I can take the wafers and put them in the laser engraver with varying lenses and turn them into all sorts of interesting things. So I now have an ILC wafer, which will give me, I'm sure, a task completed. I got a completed task. Let's bring this up and see where it went. Let's see, IC chips. Yes, ruby lens, ILC wafer, IC chip. To get the IC chip, I take the wafer over to the cutter and the wafer is cut into chips. Feel like I should be working in a bunny suit here. So over here I've got beetroot seed, which is going into the extractor and being turned into seed oil. Beetroot seed. Hello, Willow. How you doing? Good to see you. Beetroot seed is, one of the most prolific. You get 3 beetroot seeds to every beetroot you harvest. So it's being turned into seed oil and being mixed with soapstone dust over in the brewery and turned into lube so that this thing will work. And there's some open chips from a previous run. Let's take this ILC wafer and drop it in to the cutter. And just give it a minute. All these machines are slow. The higher voltage machines, the processing can still take a lot of time. Thankfully, the ore washer runs a lot faster and is now practical to use because the ore washer gives me a lot of byproducts I wouldn't get otherwise. And the byproducts are often more interesting than the main component of the ore. Oof, I have IC chips. I have made IC chips. Quest completed. That gets me to here. Okay, important components that will be precious when improving upon your circuit crafting capabilities. Oh yeah. Oh, this is just the MV quest page. I've already worked through low voltage, the steam age, the kinetic age, and the primitive age. I'm in medium voltage now, and I have all this ahead of me, which eventually takes me to rockets. So I've got this medium voltage cutter here going, and with a brewery feeding it lubricant made from the seed oil, and yeah, this is the medium voltage production line. And I've just made IC chips. We'll just put them there for right now. The centrifuge here is mainly centrifuging stone dust, which is a byproduct of mining and a byproduct of ore washing and a byproduct of a lot. I get fuck tons of stone dust. If I centrifuge it, I have a random chance of getting any of this stuff. And so I've just got it continuously running. I've got the power to do it, so I just have it continuously running, scavenging the stone dust for usable materials. The sodalite alone is worth the effort. Okay, yeah, this is the low voltage line over here, which I've worked with. Most of this machinery has been worked with on previous streams. Over here is the electric blast furnace, which right now is running aluminium and turning out aluminium ingot. Let's see, check my battery buffer, it's doing fine. One of the next things I need to do is to bring this thing up. I've already crafted the energy hatch. I need to make Canthal coil block. To do that, I need Canthal wire, which is wire milled from an ingot, which is obtained. Oh lordy, I have to go to the vacuum freezer. Oh lord, this stuff has to be made molten. Chemical bath in water, I've already got set up. Okay, where does the hot Canthal ingot come from? Canthal dust. Canthal dust is iron, aluminium, and chromium. Ugh, I hate working with chromium. But it's a mixer with iron, aluminium, and chromium. Let's go see if I've got that set up yet. And then I want to go build the digital miner, because god damn, the digital miner, that should make my life so much fucking easier. Oh lordy. Alright, mixer. I need iron, aluminium, and chromium. I hate having to carry around chromium. I mean, I've got the face mask and the rubber gloves, but I would really like to have a hazmat suit, but I can't make a hazmat suit just yet. There's the chromium. Where's my iron? Iron should be on the lower level. There it is, with the rest of the metals. Iron dust, aluminium dust, and chromium dust. Zip this around. I want to keep this on my person as short a time as possible. Get the chromium out of my life here. Okay, now I need to also change my program. I'm on program 3. I need to go to program 1 if I recall correctly. Let's look at the item here, go into the Canthal. I need to trace it back through again, damn it. I hate having to do this. There we go. Program 1, yes, verified. Okay. So I've got it on program 1, I've got aluminium, I've got chromium, and now I put in iron and we start making Canthal. I may be mispronouncing it. I don't know. Greg Tech didn't come with a pronunciation guide. Polycarp, indeed. It's this. Greg, I told you Greg Tech was complex. That it was an entire thing. Okay, I have canthal dust. Alright, the canthal dust will be processed in the blast furnace. The blast furnace right now is still running aluminium. I've got this much aluminium left to run. I've produced this much. I'm making a full load. I mean, if I'm going to make aluminium, let's go on and put a full charge into the furnace. It takes a while. Each ingot takes 44 seconds. You know, here's our stats here, but you don't really learn anything more from clicking into it, really. That's our input bus and our output bus, and it's already LV. I need to make NV. Okay, I need other MV. Before, yeah, in order to upgrade this, I've also got to upgrade this. This is LV wire. I got to replace it. I got to replace all those. So, have a quick look here. I'm squirreling all over the place. Give me a minute. Steam turbine needs to go back there. Don't need the pump. Don't need the basic. What else have I got? That's an LV. That's an LV. Wow, it's hydrogen, right? The pyrolyze oven, which I haven't built yet, and I really ought to. Alright, I'm going to take these two advanced steam turbines, and I'm going to put them back here by the blast furnace, because at some point, I'm going to need to replace those basic steam turbines that produce low voltage with advanced steam turbines that do medium voltage. And I'm going to have to replace the pipe, I think. I may have to replace the pipe. I may not have enough steam capacity here. I need to check that. I got to be able to haul much more steam. This boiler is running at a throttle of 40% and producing 320 millibuckets of steam per tick, which is the capacity of those 4 turbines. Over here, where the turbines can take 250 millibuckets a tick, I'm running this thing flat out, and each one is getting 200 millibuckets a tick. They could take 256. I'm running this boiler here flat out. It's running at 100%, throttle wide open, and is powering the MV line. So, mining has gotten fearsome. I need the diamond drill at this point. This thing, I'll show you in a minute. Let's first go here, and I want to make the digital miner. No, not that. Miner? Or be the digital miner? Advanced miner. Here we go. It's not called a digital miner. It's called the advanced miner. 33 by 33 area, takes 4 seconds per block, and max working area. The advanced miner 2 does 49 by 49. The large miner, this thing it's no longer measured in blocks. It's measured in chunks. This is a 3 chunk by 3 chunk miner. This one is known as the biome excavator. It does 5 by 5 chunks. I can only imagine the lag that could produce. And then the terrestrial harvester, which is mining 7 by 7 chunks of the world at a time. It's sieving the world. We're just going to do the advanced miner. Okay, for the advanced miner, I'm going to need a bunch of motors. Okay, I need 1 motor. We'll make 1 more motor. And I need to make a sensor. To make the sensor, I need the flawless emerald. The flawless emerald comes from, if I recall correctly, the flawless emerald. Can I make a flawless emerald? Clear the grid. Flawless emerald. We get from the cutter. I need an exquisite to make it. Or I can do regular emerald with a glass lens. There we go. Okay, so I grab, let's see, emerald. Emerald may still be in the, emerald is still here in there. Okay, we grab 2 of those. Go get the glass lens. Swap it out for the ruby lens and the rest of these ILC wafers. Put the 2 emeralds in. And what's the program? What's the frequency, Kenneth? Ah, shit. What's the frequency, Kenneth? I need the digital miner. Where'd my digital miner go? Miner, advanced miner, requires the sensor, requires the flawless emerald, requires the laser engraver. Oh shit, that's an HV recipe. Am I gonna have to go mine here? Oh, I gotta have an exquisite. Damn it. I didn't read close enough. It's an HV recipe. I don't have the voltage to do it. Let's see. I have a flawless emerald. Okay, I have 1 stashed away. I'm going to use it. Now we'll have to come up with more through using the sifter. The sifter is another thing that I've learned to use. Making use of the tools. Lordy, you have to have all the tools set up. Okay, pop that away, pop that in, pop this and this in. This needs to go back and go to the cutter. Spare me the cutter. Couldn't cut the emerald. Make the sensor. Boom, sensor is made. Make the miner. No, I need a hull, and to make the hull, I need to make a machine casing. We make the machine casing. We make the machine hull. There's the machine hull made. And the advanced miner, which requires 2 good electronic circuits, which requires some basic electronic circuits. Copper cable, which has to be made in an assembler by applying liquid rubber to copper wire. And MV electric motors, I had to make 3 of those things, and they take a lot of resources. But the advanced miner is produced. And I have made completed the digital miner quest. Unlimited below the miner. It goes all the way down to bedrock. I'm going to go on and... yeah, I'm making this thing. You will need power. Charged batteries may work, but they tend to run out of power, which is a bit inconvenient. Use a filled drum and a generator. Right. Use a generator, and a liquid fuel generator, and a drum full of, like, benzene or something. Let's see. In the end, it's always benzene. I had the distillery. Okay, it's a gas fuel. 2 best ways to obtain it. First option is typically wood-based. I would need to build the pyrolyze oven. Oofda. The pyrolyze oven is about the size of the electric blast furnace, just laying on its side. It's massive. Yeah. Oofda. Put logs in the power lines of wood, or I can use heavy oil. Find heavy oil, drop it in, and then I have to build a distillery. Either way, I have to build a multi-block processor to get benzene. Steam crack is going to require. The steam cracking is going to require a distillation tower. Light fuel, distillating oil that you will need to desulfurize. Okay, place your chemical reactor next to an electrolyzer and feed the hydrogen sulfide over to the electrolyzer to recycle it. Capture the nasty stuff coming out. But you get light fuel. Good power option, check the quest to the left. The Church of Diesel. Mother, how is diesel made? Okay. 3 distilleries for light fuel or 2 distilleries for heavy fuel. Drastically be using heavy oil for heavy fuel specifically. Diesel to 5 oil plus 0.4 to 6. Do not attempt to put oil in the distillation tower. Requires a lot of overclocking. You will lose more energy than what the byproducts are worth. Okay. Machines, parallelization over overclocking the recipes. Diesel is burned in a combustion generator, can further refine to cetane boosted diesel in HV. Okay. I gotta really seriously think about power source and what I'm gonna use here. This is going to be a lot of large building. Okay. Right now, however, I happen to have a bunch of some medium lithium batteries, and I could make more. So if I do a bat, and I want a couple of, no, I don't want those. I want the battery hull. Here we go. I want medium battery hull. And I need 2 of them. I only have 1 because I don't have enough battery alloy plate. I need battery alloy. Okay, battery alloy ingot. We'll take the battery alloy ingot back to the LV line and put it in the bender. Get it started making into battery plate. In the meantime, I need to go look over here and find my lithium. Lithium. Where did I leave the lithium? I always have to... This is the problem of storage drawers, is remembering where you put shit if you aren't set up for auto extract with filtering. The temptation to spend, an entire day, lithium, to spend an entire day alphabetizing the storage drawer is very, very strong. I don't have full-on OCD, but I have some very strong obsessive-compulsive tendencies. Not enough to put me on an Anafranil. Thank you. Yuck. I got tried on that once. That was not pleasant. Did not like it. Oof. Just no thank you. Okay, pop that into there and have to look up bat again and medium battery hull. Make the second battery hull. There we go. battery, small lithium battery, small lithium battery, small lithium battery. Some of these are tagged as being in use. Let me get them out of use here. Hold on. Disable the discharge mode, and now they only have one tag and they'll stack better. Right? Yes. And now they'll stack correctly. They got put in while they were still on discharge, and that one is on discharge mode. Needs to be taken out and disabled and put back in. There we go. I can tell because it has 2 NBT tags instead of 1. Okay, off we go. We go this way. I have lithium. I have... Where's my canner? Canner is set up here. We will put the medium battery hulls and the lithium here and start making lithium batteries. There is 1 medium lithium battery made. There's our second made, and we still have some lithium left over, which I will go deposit. Just drop it in there. Come down here to where I have a turbocharger, and we'll pop these in. There. Get them started. Okay, get those charged. I need to go put the wafers I'm carrying into the cutter. Quit carrying them around. There we go. Get that started. You're not going because why? Because you ran out of water. Okay, not a problem. Pop the steel drum. Steel drum goes here, and we get a new one full of water. This is not the most efficient way to do this, but I already had a bunch of drums of water sitting around, and it was easier to just stick a drum on top of it than it was bloop. It's easier to stick a drum on it than to run a water line. Okie doke. Got medium lithium batteries that I was charging here. They are now charged. Bring them down. That gives me a stack of 9, and I need 8 to work the thing that I want to work. So I'm now going to go this direction, and I need to again go here and do that. And I need a medium voltage 8x battery buffer, which needs some 8x copper wire. We'll just make some 8x copper wire. Boom. Make the wire. Okay, got the wire done? Okay, I need a machine hull. Machine hull requires some things. That's okay. We make the machine hull. And it's that, and then we go make the battery buffer. Ting, tang. Now I have the digital miner. Now I need an item pipe, and I need what I'm going to store it in. Optimal item's going to take some work. Let me think here. Can I make Quantum chest? The fuck? Super chest. Super chest. You take a steel crate and it makes a 4 million item chest. Yeah, I'm missing the steel crate. Let's see. What is it going to take to me? I need long steel rod. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go super chest. Steel crate. Bang. Make the steel crate, and I'm going to put the steel crate down and look at it, and it looks like it will hold just about anything. Yeah, I can put anything in it. Good. Alright. We'll do that. Pop that. Pop it back in here. And store. And I'm going to look at this. Where did it go? Super chest 1. Here it is. Super chest 1 has a capacity of 4 million items. Oops. How do I get the thing out? Shit. Okay. I'll figure out how to get stuff out of it later. Looks like I could feed it down. Probably just stick it on the hopper and have that pull stuff out. Item pipe. I don't know what kind of item pipe I even have. Probably not much. Normal 10 item pipe, 32 items per second. Let's think about making some item pipe. Maybe something a little larger, like 4 stacks per second on the nickel sounds good. What does the steel give me? Where's the huge steel? Why am I not seeing huge steel? There is no steel item pipe. Okay. Huge nickel item pipe. Double nickel plate. Ugh. Okay, I need nickel on program 2. Not a problem. Nickel. Go to the bender, which just finished. Yay! What timing. And I want to set this on program 2 so that I get the double thick plate and do it. Oh, boogers. Are you a HV recipe or something? MV recipe? Damn it. It's an MV recipe. Do I have an MV bender? I don't think I have an MV bender. I know I have an MV lathe. Damn it. It's not worth making a bender for this. For the small amount I'm going to make, I'll just put wear and tear on my hammer. We'll go back to program 1. Put the nickel in and make nickel sheet. While this is running, I'm going to step away for just a second and leave you watching the bender, and I'm going to go refill my water and grab a sweet roll. Okie doke, that was quick. There we go. We have nickel plate. Take the nickel plate and check the other machines real quick. Make sure I didn't leave anything in any of them. Okay, zip off back this way. And drop that in and drop that in. Miner, battery buffer. I need item, huge nickel item pipe, and it wants 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And we'll just make a huge nickel item pipe. There we go. Okay, this rig ought to be ready to rock. Let's find out how it works. Let's see, I've got this cassiterite going. Let's go out to here. I've been mining, I started out mining cassiterite. It's now giving me a lot of chalcopyrite. Really nice, to have. I always need copper. I'm going to guess as to the size here and exactly where I ought to set up. I'm going to just plop it right here and see how it works. Plunk it there. There's our digital miner. We've got an interface of some sort here. Let's look at the config. What is that? That looks like the output. Let us put the super chest. I'm just going to put the super chest plonked right next to it. And okay. Come around to this side. Oh, I see a problem here. Let's pick those up. I've put this down in the wrong order. I need to put down the battery buffer first. Put down the battery buffer first. Then put the advanced miner onto it so that it's connected to the power. And then put the super chest on the on the miner so that hopefully it's connected. We'll put these in here. And digital miner is now mining, working, and will output? No, not item output. This is item outputs working disabled, being enabled. Super chest, item input. No, that's not right. Around to that side. Okay. Oh, now I got some stuff here. No. In. In. In? Is it only taking one item? I think it's only taking one item. Alright, I'm going to disable this. I think it's only taking one item here. This is annoying. Computer problems. Be back in a bit. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to store the stuff coming in off of this. I'm going to go on and start it back up. Let's go on and let it run and see what it does. It looks like it's replacing with cobble, maybe. Sure. Just trying to see what happens here. I'm curious as to what it's actually doing. Oh, there we go. That one just changed. Yeah, it's replacing the chalcopyrite with cobble as it harvests. Cool. Now I can stand here and harvest, but that's not cool. This is a problem. Items stored. It only takes the one thing. It'll only take one thing. Damn it. It's not the storage solution that I thought it was. There's the super chest. But it only holds one item type. I need like an ME chest. A lot of stuff not visible here. ME chest. That's buildable. That is buildable. I could make that. Okay, I'm going to turn this off for a moment. I'm going to take what it's made so far. So far. Plenty of voltage still. I'm going to U back to the mushroom mine shaft. And look into making an ME chest and so forth. I'm also curious as to why there's so much that seems to be not visible. Alright, I need Fluix crystal, I need Fluix ME glass cable, I need quartz glass, I need an ME terminal, vacuum tube. Vacuum tube's the easiest part. Okay, that's done. The rest of this I'm going to have to either craft or retrieve. I need Fluix cable, quartz glass, and raw Fluix crystal, which I believe is all going to be in this chest. Here is raw Fluix crystal, here is Fluix cable, here is vibrant quartz glass. I need regular quartz glass, which I make by putting Certus quartz with glass in the alloy smelter. I'll be right back with that. We go get glass, and we go to the alloy smelter. And while that's running, I should go check my ore production line. Okay, glass, and where'd my Certus go? There's my Certus. There we go. We'll get that started. Okay, and in the meantime, I need to go check the ore washer. And then I'm going to go on mute for a minute so that I can eat this sweet roll. Trying to remember where I put this chip, the chip that I had that I was mucking around with. No idea. Of course. There we go. 1K portable item cell. Ugh, it's got hardly anything available. The 1K, it's not even worth mucking with. Alright, I gotta make something bigger. Oh, lordy. Alright. If I want a decent sized chip, I'm gonna have to make these, which means I gotta make these, which means I gotta pull the CPU, I gotta have CPU chips, which needs the CPU wafer, which needs the glass lens light, diamond lens, and a Naquadal doped wafer, or uranium doped wafer, or a phosphorus doped wafer, or silicon wafer with a diamond lens. There we go. Silicon wafer, diamond lens. Alright. Let's see. 8 wafers. Diamond lens. Where the fuck did my diamond lens go? Diamond plate in the lathe. Alright, 1 second. Where did my damn diamond lens go? We'll put out here just a diamond plate. Check the recipe. Diamond lens takes 1 diamond plate on MV in the lathe. Okay. Make sure of the voltage and of the recipe. Back down here. Go to the lathe. And take that out. Cluttering up my output, keeping me from getting in what I need here. There we go. All right. Get that started. We're on the other side. Spare me the cutter. Already did that one, didn't I? a few minutes. Do not look into laser with remaining eye. No, it won't. Let's just put it in the big wheels and see what the big wheels do with it. They'll either crush it or they'll disintegrate it. Either way, it'll be out of my hair. Oh, there we go. And that into there. This into there if I can. Yes, good. That thing is a little problematic. I gotta figure it out. Figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Meantime, I'm gonna take this row of chalcopyrite plus 3 down to the ore washer. I want to get into the input chest. I am backlogged considerably on my ore processing as it is. I really need like 2 more ore washers. A proper production line, I should have like 4 ore washers feeding straight on into thermal centrifuges, feeding directly into macerators. Because that's the process that most of what comes in goes through, and then sort it the other side of the the other side of the thermal centrifuge. Some stuff will go back to the macerator, some stuff goes to the centrifuge, some goes to the electrolyzer. Comparison to immersive geology remains. Seems like it is still valid. I was doing shit in here. Let's go on and take these to the cutter. I can take the rest to the cutter in a minute. We'll get these going. Okay. Don't have to harvest beetroot or go carry soapstone just yet. Get these going. Come back around. That's still got a couple to go. Think, what else can I be doing while that's running? My chemical bath is already set up over here with water input so that I can drop my hot ingots into there for cooling. I can't build the vacuum freezer yet because I don't have the technology working on it. This needs 2 more advanced turbines, and I also need to figure out what I'm doing about wiring. Probably 8x cupronickel cable, but no guarantee of that. I need to look at the wire specs. Let's look at wire specs real quick. Just looking for... That's my MV superconductor and magnesium diboride. I was working on making that at one point and I lost track of it. Go back to the wire mill, go back to here, and... it has to be done in the fluid solidifier. Coming from... Oh, it didn't go. Where did I lose track of it? Wire milling the ingot. The ingot comes from the liquid. metal molding. Liquid diboride. No, that can't be right. Where am I getting liquid magnesium diboride? Diboride. Here we go. Diboride dust. Is made in the mixer with magnesium and boron on program 4. Boron is what I was after. Boron. There's actually lepidolite. I need lepidolite ore to extract boron. But let's go back to here. Back to here. Because there was other stuff happening here. That's coming in from refined lepidolite. That's being electrolyzed from borax dust. Borax is giving me water and oxygen, and that's going to be a problem because it's giving me 2 outputs, and I haven't figured out how to deal with 2 outputs from the electrolyzer. What about advanced steam turbine generator? What am I missing for that? Missing some motors. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 motors made. And I need to make 2 machine casings. Uh-oh. And I'm about to run out of aluminium plate. I gotta put aluminium in the bin. Not a problem, as I'm making very large amounts of aluminium. So we'll just take a stack of these aluminium ingots and put them in the bender and make them into plate. There. Give it a moment. This has 3 left and 1 it's processing. And the battery buffer is holding. Cool beans. Alright. There's a 1/4 stack, that's enough. I can pick up the rest later. Now let's get this into here. Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. Got my turbines built. Well, I had hoped to show the advanced miner in action, but I'm still doing prerequisite work. And we're about to hit the bottom of the hour here. Got about another 5 minutes here, and I don't think I'm going to be anywhere near finished with all this stuff. What is making erratic noises here? Something's making erratic noises. I don't know what it is. Sort that and give me those last 2 stacks of stuff. They need to go around to the thermal centrifuge. It's the regular centrifuge being a little stuttery and having a little bit of a power issue. That's interesting. Why is that? Oh, because I've tapped out on that. This is still recharging from having other stuff running. Well, the sifter's not running that much for the brewery. Oh, I'm running the cutter also. There's a problem. Oh, the cutter's not able to get... Okay, the cutter's borked. Alright, hold on. I'm going to have to take the cutter down. We'll reset the cutter. Do a hard reset on the cutter. Okay. Gotta give it a few minutes here for the line to recover and to power back up. This battery here, buffer is completely out and needs to restock. Alright, we're good here. We've got plenty of coal block. I do need to bunker in at some point, but I'm not due for it for a little while. Let's run the stuff I've got up to here. Throw that in and go STOR. SUPECALIFR. Okay, I need CPU chips, Certus core plates, and basic circuits. Okay, here's Certus quartz plates. Here's CPU chips. Basic circuits. There's some basic circuits. Cool beans. Alrighty, and I need to go to my assembler and I need to look at the recipe again. This is an LV. It's CPU, Certus, and microchip, and that, and nothing else needs to be dropped in. I don't need any fluids. Make sure of that before I go to the assembler. Basic assembler gets this, and gets this, and gets these, and starts making. And we're going to be cranking these out for a little while. Oobla doobie. Oobla doobie. Doobie wah wah wah. Oh. Bismuth. Interesting. It's some bismuth. What I needed to do was borax, but I gotta figure out how to do that. It's gonna be a problem. Boron is being an issue. Alright. How's my battery? Nowhere near good enough. It's going to take a while to recover. Leave it alone. Do the remaining cutting later. I am starting to overtax the line. Which means I got to start thinking about building another MV line and maybe doing a factory. That means building a whole new facility. I mean, the mine's got room still. I can, there's plenty of space. I gotta carve it out and shit. Alright. Well, we're not going to be seeing the digital miner in action just yet. I am going to bounce out to it, though. Oop. And I'm going to set this up here. Oh, shit. It needs power. I'm going to set it up here. At which point we should be able to power it, right? No? Gotta put a cable on. Okay, I need cable. I need a power cable, an MV power cable. Okay. This is getting more gadgety, more complex. We'll get it figured out. Greg Tech is a puzzle. It is a whole series of puzzles. That's LV, it'll burst into flames. This is MV, but it needs to be wrapped. That's manganese phosphide. Cupronickel, here we go. Cupronickel, if I take this and bump it up to 4x, well, I'm thinking I should bump it up to 8x, honestly. And then take it over. See if I can rubber coat it. Yes, I can. That. Wrong item. Correct item. Item. Wire cutters, wire cutters. Shit. Alright, that's got to get... and item pipe, theoretically. Item pipe. And wrench. And connect that. And I need the wire cutters, which are back at the mushroom mine shaft, and I'm out of time. Okay. We'll continue this later, and at some point, I mean, you've already seen the thing starting to mine, and we've gone through rather a lot in the last 2 hours. You know, there comes a point where you have to say, we're done. It has been another 2 hours of Minecraft Trains and Tech with Wandering Beekeeper. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. The schedule for the streamer community that I am part of is in the upper left. Check it out, Truck Community. We've got a number of people doing some very interesting stuff. If you've enjoyed this stream, my previous VODs are on YouTube. There's the link, as promised, at the end of the stream, lower right. This has been episode 4 of Greg Tech. There's 3 previous episodes, a bunch of other stuff, a lot of stuff with trains, a lot of stuff without trains. Some of it has starships. And then there's a bunch of other games out there, Mask of the Rose and Roots of Pacha. Speaking of which, I will be back tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. UTC -6 with Roots of Pacha. Highly recommended you be there. It is a cozy farm and romantic dating sim, kind of a Stardew Valley Harvest Moon thing, with just an amazing bit of writing and a beautifully executed culture and lovely mechanics. The irrigation system is fun just to watch. I'll be back with that for tomorrow night. And next Saturday is the 28th. I will be here at 8 a.m. UTC minus 6 with more Minecraft Trains and Tech, and most likely Greg Tech Part 5, because I've still got multiple voltage levels to achieve. Until then,